Hello everyone, welcome to xFusion Service Partner Sparkle Time. In this video, I'll show you the steps of single-node deployment. When there are few servers need to deploy, there's no need to take time to configure the network environment and software. So, if the number of servers is small, single-node deployment would be a good choice for time saving and high efficiency. So today we are about to go through few sections. First is to check the compatibility before deployment and introduce deployment tools such as IBMC and BIOS. And second is to perform the initial configurations. Basically, for initial configurations, we need to configure IP address first, then log into the IBMC web UI, then we do few configurations on BIOS, then do RAID. And this time I'll show you how to configure RAID 1, and the last step is install operating system. When we do deployment, it is always important to check the compatibility before you perform the deployment. First, we need to check the hardware configuration, such as mainboard, CPU, memory, RAID, network card, hard disk, and other relevant parts. Then, based on those configurations, we check both the hardware and the operating system's compatibility. We have a compatibility checker on support, which you can check compatibility for both hardware and operating system. The compatibility of operating system and parts will affect the server's performance stability and will make it difficult to relocate the fault when troubleshooting. This tool will help you to know whether the operating system to be installed is compatible, including the operating system under the operating system version and the 32-bit or 64-bit by using Compatibility Checker. This is a very handy tool which you can see from the web page. The information are very comprehensive, including CPU, disk, OCP card, and so much more. And you can export those information as Excel, Word, or PDF version for your convenience. And you can download drivers right from the web page. Also, you can check the compatibility of management software before installation. For example, plugin, you can check the management features from monitoring, deploying to configuration and upgrading in details. And one more thing to say, if the operating system is not in the compatibility list, please contact your local representative office in advance to ensure that the operating system is compatible and can be quickly installed. After we complete compatibility check, we can start to do the single mode deployment. Okay, so before we perform the deployment, let's get started with what is IBMC and BIOS. IBMC is Intelligent Baseboard Management Controller. It is a server lifecycle management system that consists of software and hardware. For hardware, this is an intelligent management chip. For software, it is Fusion Server's patent embedded server management system. So basically, BMC is a Linux system integrated on the mainboard of BMC chip. It provides few management protocol interfaces, and this could do hardware fault monitoring and diagnosis, and provide system maintenance interfaces, including KVM, auto-band management of RAID cards, and integrated SP tools for installation and maintenance. Also, we can do upgrade on BMC. As you can see, we can do deployment, configuration, upgrade, and maintenance on IBMC. Also do OS installation without CD-ROM drive. Then there is BIOS, which is the basic input-output system. It is the bottom-level software in hardware. Before, there was no simple auto-band management interface like BMC, and many operations need to do through BIOS. The main functions are power on, self-check, CPU and memory installation, detection of input and output devices, and bootable devices, and ultimately booting from the operating system. Of course, it also contains many functions such as parameter setting on CPU, memory, and network adapter. After knowing the functions of BMC and BIOS, here is the whole process of how we do single-node deployment, and I'll walk you through those steps today in detail. Those are the default data for IBMC and BIOS. Okay, so let's begin to deploy the single node system. First, we need to connect two cables to the server. One is the power cable for connecting the power supply, and the other is the network cable for connecting the PC. This is the network port, and this one is the power port. And here is the BMC management network port. Click the power switch to power on the server. The green port is a debugging serial port. If you forget the IP address of the operating system, you can connect to the management port of the server to log into the IBMC system of the server through the BMC account and password, and then use the KVM virtual media function provided by the IBMC to log into the service operating system for query. Here are the steps of how to set IP address of IBMC in BIOS. First, log into the Remote Virtual Console. On Remote Virtual Console, click the button on the main bar. Select Restart and click Yes. The server is restarted. Press Delete or F4 when the screen showing the following picture is displayed. Enter the BIOS password as prompted to switch to the BIOS settings screen. The BIOS web UI varies according to BIOS version. The default BIOS password is admin@9000. Change the administrator password upon the first login. For detail, see the server Purley platform BIOS parameter reference. Press F2 to alternate between the English, French, and Japanese keyboards. For security purposes, change the administrator password periodically. The system will be locked after 3 consecutive failed password attempts. You can restart the server to unlock it. When you configured IPv4, select IPv4 IP address, IPv4 subnet mask, and IPv4 gateway address to set the IPv4 address, subnet, mask, and gateway address of the IBMC management work port. For IPv6, select IPv6 prefix length, IPv6 static IP address, and IPv6 gateway address to set the IPv6 prefix length static IP address and the gateway address of the IBMC management network port. Here I make a video about how to set the IP address of IBMC management network port on BIOS. Restart the server and press Delete to go to the Setup utility. Enter the password of BIOS, which is admin@9000. A with capital letter. Press OK. Choose BIOS configuration. Press Advanced and choose IPMI BMC configuration. And choose BMC configuration. And here the interface you can change the IP address of IBMC network port. Remember to save the configuration. Okay, before commissioning the server, you need to set the local IP address and subnet mask of the portable device. By doing this, we can configure the same network segment as the management port of the portable device and the server, so they are connected. After entering the network adapter of the PC, select Properties and select IPv4. Do not select Automatically Obtain IP Address. Make sure the IP address is in the same network segment as the BMC IP address. Generally, the default IP address of the IBMC is 192.168.2.100. Set the subnet mask to 255.255.255.0. Then, click OK. The IP address is configured. After configure IP address, we should log into the IBMC Web UI. First, open the browser of the local commissioning laptop, enter https://192.168.2.100 in the address box and press enter. Key in the username and password of the IBMC as prompted. We can enter the IBMC maintenance page. The IBMC maintenance page is displayed. In the IBMC system options, you need to view the information about each part of the server and the BMC firmware version. You can determine whether to upgrade the firmware based on the version. In the IBMC management window, select Firmware Upgrade. The firmware version can be downloaded from the support website. Also, the reason that we're viewing the component information is to better check the compatibility of the server. This is how we check the health status of the server. The default username for logging into the IBMC system is administrator, and the default password is ABMIN@9000. To ensure system security, change the default password upon the first login and change the password every 3 months. You are advised to use a password that meets complexity requirements or to enable the password complexity check function. The password complexity check function is enabled by default. U-boot. U-boot is a piece of underlying software used to configure basic settings. For example, initialize hardware devices and set up memory space mapping to prepare for commissioning the IBMC. Some basic servers are not support U-boot, but V5 support it. I listed the detailed steps of how to change the initial password of U-boot. Okay, how to enter the BIOS in the BMC? We need to enter the virtualization control platform first. After that, select HTML shared and click to enter the remote virtual console platform. Select force restart in the upper left corner. During the restart, click delete to enter the BIOS platform. After entering the BIOS platform, select main and then language to set BIOS language and others. After the adjustment, remember to save the adjustment. Here is the detailed steps of how we set in the boot sequence of the server. Choose boot and select boot tape to do the sequence setting. Generally, this sequence only needs to be set in legacy boot mode because multiple boot media are involved, so the boot sequence needs to be adjusted. The UEFI mode does not need to be set because it automatically pulls the system startup items. Here I listed steps to set the PXE for an NIC card. And here is the detailed step of how we set the BIOS password. By select security, we can do the manage supervisor password setting. Keep in mind if you enter the password wrong for 3 times, the system will be locked, and you can unlock the system by restarting it. That's how we configure IBMC and BIOS. Let's move to RAID. So what is RAID? RAID is a redundant array of independent disks. The RAID technology combines multiple independent physical disks into a logical disk in different ways, improving the read and write performance and data security of the disks. Let's see here. There are 4 physical disks. The RAID technology can be used to form a logical disk. Let's see a few most common RAID levels: RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5, RAID 6, RAID 10, and RAID 50. RAID 0, also referred to as drive stripping, provides the highest storage performance in all RAID levels. In RAID 0 array, data is stored on multiple hard drives, which allows data requests to be concurrently processed on the hard drives. RAID 1 is referred to as mirroring. In a RAID 1 array, each operating drive has a mirrored drive. Data is written to and read from both operating and mirrored drives simultaneously. RAID 5 is a storage solution that balances storage performance, data security, and storage costs. To ensure data reliability, RAID 5 uses the distributed redundancy check mode and distributes parity data to member drives. RAID 10 is a combination of RAID 1 and RAID 0. It allows drives to be measured and then stripped. RAID 10 is a solution that provides good storage performance similar to RAID 0 and data security same as RAID 1, as well as storage performance similar to 0. RAID 50 is a combination of RAID 5 stripping and RAID 0 mirroring. RAID 1 allows data to be stripped and written to multiple drives simultaneously, and RAID 5 ensures data security by using priority bits every distributed on drives. Here is the summary of RAID level comparison. You can see RAID 0 has the highest drive utilization and the write and read performance since the data is stored on multiple hard drives and processed concurrently. RAID 1 provides high reliability, but only half of the total capacity is available. It applies to scenarios where high fault tolerance is required, such as finance. RAID 5 provides lower data security level and lower storage costs than RAID 1, but provides slightly lower data read or write speed than RAID 0. However, its read performance is higher than the single drive write performance. As a combination of RAID 5 and RAID 0, a RAID 50 array consists of multiple RAID 5 spans. Data is stored and accessed in RAID 0 mode with the redundancy function provided by RAID 5. RAID 50 ensures continuous operation and rapid data restoration if a member driver in a span is faulty. This section shows the common RAID controller card models adapted by xFusion servers. The RAID controller card is compatible with SAS or SATA HDDs and SSDs, but NVMe SSDs are not supported. Check the compatibility of the hard disk and the RAID controller card before use it. This page mainly describes some common parameters of the RAID card. Let's take a quick glance. Then, check the configuration on the BIOS. Here, I make a demo on V5 server about how to configure RAID 1. First, enter the BIOS and choose Device Management. Select the third option. You can see the RAID card model in the middle. After you click the RAID card, you can view some basic information about the RAID card. Select the main menu. On this page, there are 5 options. The first one is to configure RAID. The third is to check the RAID configuration status. The fourth is to check the disk status. Click to find that the disks are not configured. Then enter the first option to configure the RAID level. Select the RAID level and which disks are used as RAID. Finally, apply the RAID. Don't forget to save the application after the application is complete. After saving the configuration, check whether the RAID status is successfully configured. Here shows the steps of configuring a RAID in details step by step. The interface is in V6. I just gave you the radio on V5 server, so there is a little different. Here is the parameters when you are creating read 1. Then I'll show you how to do OS installation. So there are a few steps to do OS installation. First, we need to choose an installation method. We can install OS by using Smart Provisioning, DVD or image file, driver, or creating an installation source. The most commonly way is to use Smart Provisioning, because during the installation, if the RAID controller card needs to load the driver to identify the boot disk, you do not need to load the driver in Smart Provisioning, because the Smart Provisioning integrates the driver and can be directly installed. And after the system is installed, you can directly select the driver integrated with the Smart Provisioning to install and update the driver. If you need to upgrade the firmware, you need to prepare the firmware package in advance for mounting and upgrading. The Smart Provisioning provides a friendly operation interface and does not need to be installed or upgraded in the system. Use DVD, ROM, or image file is always a common method to install OS. If you choose this method, you can use a physical DVD-ROM drive to read content from a physical DVD, or use a virtual DVD drive to load an image file. And this time, I'll show you how to install OS by using DVD-ROM and image file. After choose the installation method, we can start to perform the installation. Here are the summary of OS installation method. Then install the operating system. After entering the BIOS, mount the image. The image can be provided by the official website of the operating system or by the customer. Then enter the BIOS. The interface is displayed. The configuration process takes about half an hour. The customer provides specific configuration information. The IP address can be downloaded or configured during the download process. After the configuration is complete, restart the BIOS to automatically enter the operating system interface. The download is complete. Here I make a small video about how to install an OS. We open the KVM and mount the virtual image ISO on our KVM and restart our server. And enter the BIOS and enter boot manager. Here we choose the system image. And the installation will start automatically. During the installation, you should First, configure the IP address of the operating system. You may choose the available extensions and modules when you are installation. Choose the region and time zone. Here is the steps you must do to input the password for root user. After installation, the system will reboot automatically. Okay, the system has been installed on our server. Okay, this is all for single node deployment. For more details, please reference to xFusion support website deployment guide under each model. Thank you.